Well, so like I said, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this lovely Wednesday evening from all over Australia. Blue Mountains, Dorrigo, Penrith, Coffs Harbour, Casino, every which way. We are coming to you from the virtual kitchen tonight. So a lot of the people who registered tonight have already got a Thermomix TM5 or TM31 and they're interested to see what the TM6 can do for them. We've also got some people tonight that don't have a Thermomix at all yet as well, and the lovely Helen, who's just about to join us, who just got their Thermomix couple of weeks ago. So we've got pretty much someone from every camp tonight. So please, if there's something that I don't talk about that you would like some information on, just drop it into the chat. Maddie will yell at me if there's something in the chat that I need to talk about. And I've actually just lost my chat screen completely, Maddie, so if there is anything in the chat, just chime in for me. Thank you.
Go.
Excellent, thank you. Anyway, so like I said, hopefully we'll be able to give information to everybody that in all the different camps tonight, because we do have a bit of a spread. So even in the chat, let me know why you came along to the virtual demonstration tonight and what you're hoping to learn tonight about your Thermomix or about the TM6. Let me know what you're looking to find out about it. I'm just going to try and get my other screen up because I'm not looking at the right thing and it's going to distract me. Sorry guys. I normally have got a helper, but he's gone and gone away for work. So, you know, it's very I'm flying solo tonight on the cameras. I normally have my darling husband helping me, and he does keep me on track. So if I get off track, please get me back on track, Maddie. Anyway, before we get started, I will let you know what the investment for a Thermomix is and what our offers are at the moment. So we have got some really good offers at the moment. And like always, we'll tell you all about that before we start the demonstration. So the Thermomix TM6 is $2,579. One of the lovely ladies who registered, and I forget who it was, who asked, they were interested to know what actually comes with the Thermomix. So everything that I pretty much am using tonight, if it's something that isn't included, I will let you know. But the Varoma, the simmering basket, the spatula, all the bits and pieces all come with the Thermomix, as well as the basic cookbook, which is really great little basic cookbook that comes with your Thermomix as well. And anything else that I use, I'll let you know that it's not included. At the moment, when you buy a Thermomix, you also get the blade cover peeler, the white glider board, and the Thermomix sensor, which I will tell you about those tonight as well. So $467 worth of bonus.
Recording in progress.
Oh, I don't know why that did that.
I just put it on record, Gem.
Oh no, can you just turn that off? Sorry, Maddie. We don't record Zoom.
Recording stopped.
Oh, no, it's okay. It just takes up bandwidth if we do that. So all good. I'm recording just me.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so these are the extras that come with the Thermomix at the moment. If you're just buying your first Thermomix outright, and we also have a deal for our already existing Thermomix owners, which is the trade-up offer, which is all of those extra gifts, plus you get $380 off the cost of your new Thermomix as well. So very good value at the moment, especially for those that have already got a Thermomix, or always good value for if it's your first Thermomix, because you'll get to experience the amazing Thermomix for the first time. But anyway, so tonight's demonstration, I'm doing a little bit of meal prepping and things that I need for the next couple of days in my house. The first thing I'm going to do is a pizza dough. Now, the pizza dough in the Thermomix is just the best. I love it. I actually have never made a pizza dough from scratch in a bowl, I don't think. Maybe I have, I don't know about that. But it's super, super easy in the Thermomix. So I'm going to go into the recipe. So I've already told the Thermomix that this is what I'm cooking tonight. And with our TM6, we are automatically connected to Cookidoo. And I have popped in the recipe in my week in here. And I'm just going to click on that, and then I'm going to have that recipe step by step on my screen. So I don't even need to get my basic cookbook. Where is it? It's that side. My basic cookbook down. The recipe's just on the screen for me, ready to go. And if you see just a black thing flying across the screen, I've been inundated with these little tiny black bugs. So it's not... it's an invasion of tiny bugs. They're not as big as that one looked just when it flew across there. But anyway. Okay, so I'm in my recipe. I'm going to go next, and I'm just going to follow the instructions. It couldn't be easier. Little Chloe will be able to be doing this in no time. And it's just follow the instructions. So the first instruction is some warm water. I would love to know, those of you who've got a Thermomix, have you made pizza dough in your Thermomix already? A little bit of sugar. Now, I used to leave the sugar out, but apparently it works a lot better if you put the sugar in, because the sugar feeds the yeast, and we want our yeast to be fed. I don't know why, because we do. And it'll make it nice and let it prove nicely. Now, so all in there, I've got my warm water, my yeast, and a little bit of sugar. And I'm just going to turn that on. It's just 20 seconds. The blades are going to turn and mix that into the water. And then I'm going to be ready for my next step. And while you're having, a step like that's only 20 seconds, you can be getting your next ingredient ready. You can be quickly cleaning up. You don't actually need to be standing beside the Thermomix either.
And we've got a few in the chat that are wondering about gluten-free pizza dough.
Oh, yeah, we've got lots of gluten-free dough recipes in general. Is there someone that's saying that they make a good one, or asking for a recipe?
They're just asking if you can make it, which I'm sure you can.
You definitely can. Gluten-free, pretty much anything in the Thermomix, because obviously you're in control of what ingredients that you use. Have we got Joe still in the waiting room, Maddie?
No, in the waiting room now, Gem.
No. Okay, all good. It's just flashing up on my screen. Look, I don't usually see this screen, so I don't really know what happens on this screen. So who knows? That's probably normal. Rightio, so I've put in my baker's flour. So we use baker's flour in our pizza dough, and some olive oil. And the Thermomix has weighed this for me. So it's just come up that it wants 30 grams of olive oil. I've just started pouring, got up to 30 grams, and I'm ready to go next. We're going to put a little bit of salt in there. And that's all we're doing there, and then we're going to knead that for 2 minutes. Now, the reason why I'm making this tonight, I'm not actually even going to cook this tonight. I'm just going to pop this into my Thermomat, which is one of our host rewards, which I will talk to you about later in the demo. I feel like I say later in the demo. I'll talk to you about this a million times. So the bread mat is one of our host rewards, and my plan with this pizza dough is I'm going to just pop this into the fridge, and it's going to prove tonight and all of tomorrow in the fridge. And when the kids get home from school tomorrow, I'm going to make them, afternoon tea is going to be little mini pizzas. So, because we're going to have a pretty late night tomorrow night, so I need to get them fed before netball training and give them some substance when they get home from school. So that's my plan for this. I decided that I was just going to do things tonight that are going to help me, because I'm home by myself for the week, things that are just going to help me this week with keeping my children alive and fed. Rightio, now for those that have got a Thermomix, when the Thermomix is kneading, you do need to stay by your Thermomix. It's the only time you need to be with your Thermomix, and as you can see, it sort of rocks around a little bit. It's a little bit better because it is on a glider board. This Thermomix is on our Thermomix glider board, so it's not too bad, but it is a bit uneven tonight. So that's why you definitely have to stay with your Thermomix when it's kneading. We don't want any Thermomixes walking off the bench. And it's looking delightful. I can't show you that because I don't know how to do the overhead camera, but it is looking fabulous. And I'll show you in 2 seconds. 4 seconds. Rightio. Have a look at this. I am just going to put a little bit of oil on my thermomat so it doesn't stick. And have a look at that. There's my pizza dough, perfectly done. Now, for those that have got a Thermomix, when you've got your dough in here, if you pop it over like this and just give the blades a little twist backwards and forwards, your dough will fall out. If for any reason a little bit sticks to the blades, which has happened today to me, and if you're making scones or anything that is a sticky dough, you will need to do this, is you can just undo the bottom of the Thermomix bowl and all of the blades will just pop out there, like so. And then you can just grab the blade out like this, and then it's a lot easier to grab that dough off your blade when you're actually holding it, like so. And you can get it all out. Scones are the worst when you're trying to get the dough off them, off the blades. Rightio, and then you can just pop that back together, and that's for those of you who've got a Thermomix. That's also how you can undo your bowl to pop all of this in the dishwasher. So it all comes apart like that. You can put all of those bits in the dishwasher for easy cleanup as well. And I'm going to just keep using that bowl because it's really nice and clean, and it'll be fine for my next thing. So there's my dough. Now this dough, if you just go into the normal pizza dough recipe, that will do 2 large pizzas. So once you wrap this up and let this prove for, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes, it will expand nicely, and then put it in half, and it does 2 nice sized pizzas. Like I said, I'm going to do a heap of mini pizzas with this tomorrow afternoon, and the mini pizzas that I do, the kids will probably only eat 1 or 2 maybe each. I'll get probably, I don't know, 6 mini pizzas, and I'll just pop those in the fridge for lunches, or even in the freezer for lunches for next week. So that's our pizza dough done. Now, the next thing that I wanted to talk about was the Varoma. So lots of people that have got a Thermomix are not using their Varoma to its full capacity, just because they're a bit scared. I don't know if it's because we don't normally cook with steam, or they're scared about not being cooked, or I'm not sure why, but people underutilise their Varoma. I got a message from a lady today who's had her Thermomix for 15 years, and she said that she uses her Varoma more than anybody she knows, and she talks about all the things that she cooks in her Varoma. She cooks chicken at least once a week, so a whole chicken in her Varoma. She cooks a silver side corned beef in her Varoma all the time, and she's always doing her eggs, like what I'm going to do tonight. So boiled eggs in her Varoma. She cooks her mince for her chunky bolognese in her Varoma. Anyway, she told me all the things that she does cook in her Varoma. and there really is completely underutilised. So make sure that if you do have a Thermomix, that maybe this week you pop something that in the Varoma onto your meal plan. But I'm going to show you what I'm going to do in the Varoma tonight because, well, with steam tonight basically. I'm going to fill this up with some warm water. So I'm going to start with warm water just out of the tap. And that just, starting with warm water just kind of gives you probably an extra 5 minutes of the Thermomix not having to heat it up as well. So my tap doesn't usually take this long to get warm. Hopefully the girls haven't used all the hot water. Here we go. I should probably just get a bit of that out. Anyone asking any questions in the chat while that's filling up, Maddie?
No, there's not at the moment, Gem, but we've still got people joining.
What was that?
We've still got people joining.
Oh, excellent. Well, that's good.
That is great. Yes, last question we're about gluten-free pieces, so yeah, no, it's pretty good.
Excellent. Rightio. Well, I've just like completely lost the screen now, so that was good work for me. Oh,
Rigo.
I'm not going to let Rigo watch the recording of this tonight because he'll be very disappointed with my skills. Oh, here we go. I've got it now. He'll be like, have I not taught you anything? Oh gosh, my bowl's overflowing. Anyway, that was well and truly full. Let me just grab a towel. Oh dear. We do have fun, us Thermomix consultants. Rightio. So, like I said, tonight I'm sort of winging this a little bit because I did find, well, I do a recipe quite often that is, what is it called? Let me tell you. It's called the Prep Ahead Layered Chicken, Eggs and Salmon. Okay, and I love the whole idea of this, but I am winging it a little bit tonight. So I'm actually not going into the recipe tonight. So those of you who've got a TM31 and you're used to cooking manually, you can still cook manually in the Thermomix, and that's what I'm going to do with this one tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my simmering basket in. I think I've got someone else in the waiting room, do I, Maddie? Because it's flashing at me. I don't know.
No, everyone's in.
Everyone's in. Okay, great. I don't know why it's flashing at me. Okay. Oh, I can say don't show that again. Hang on a sec. That's what we want. Right. Now we're cooking. Literally. Right, okay. So I've popped that in here. I've got some sushi rice. So I like to make the girls sushi for school at least once a week because, you know, they love it. So I'm just going to cook my sushi rice whilst this is steaming. So I'm just going to go into my scales. So you can just bring your scales up anytime you like. Just slide across and bring them up. And I can do about 300 grams is a good amount. Or 363, you know, just a little bit over is okay as well. And that is our sushi rice. So make sure that if you are going to do sushi, that you definitely use the right rice because it doesn't work if you don't use the right rice. I'm going to pop my lid on. And now when you're cooking in your Varoma, the only prerequisite of cooking something in your Varoma is that you're at Varoma temperature. So the Varoma temperature is, if you go do some time, so I'm just gonna put 20 minutes on here. And Varoma temperature, I don't know if you can see that, but it's all the way, oh, that's not very good because I'm putting my hand in front of it, all the way around to the back, and then it actually says Varoma. So it's the hottest that your Thermomix will get, basically, okay? And then as soon as you've done that, you just put your speed on and then we go. Now with our rice, I want to give that a wash. So I'm just going to pop my MC in and I'm just going to go up to like speed 7 for just 10 seconds just to wash the water through the rice. Like that. And then I'm going back to speed 3 and we are now, we can leave that, like I said, I've put warm water in there so it will get to boiling or get to steam a little bit quicker than it would have if I'd have just put cold water in there, which you can definitely do. If you've got the jug boiled, you might as well use it if you're not using that water for something else. But in that time, you can then get what you're going to cook in your Varoma ready, okay? Because it doesn't matter if your Varoma's not here when that's getting up to temperature, okay? So in the Varoma, I'm going to do some boiled eggs, and I'm just going to pop them in here. Now, we do in the TM6 have egg boil mode, which if you're just doing eggs, you can actually go over to your modes and choose egg boil. And when you're doing egg boil mode, you can actually choose how boiled you have them. So either soft boil, medium boil, or hard boil. Because these ones are just going in the fridge, and I send these to school for lunches, I want them hard boiled. So I just leave them on the whole time that the chicken's cooking, and they're nice and hard boiled for the girls to unwrap at school. So I'm just going to do 6 eggs. Yep, 6. You could do more if you wanted. And I'm going to pop my Varoma on here. So you can see I've already got, oh, you probably can't see, but I've already got some steam coming out there. So we are getting up to that Varoma temperature. We're only on 65 degrees. So on your Thermomix little temperature dial there, you've got that we're trying to get to Varoma temperature, like I said, which is the hottest, but the little numbers above that are actually what the temperature actually is in the bowl currently. Okay, so at the moment 65 degrees in there, and that's good to just keep an eye on that. If you're in a guided recipe, you don't have to worry about keeping an eye on that, because the guided recipes have already got that all set, that we know how long it takes, and as long as you're putting the right ingredients in, you don't have to worry about looking at that temperature. But when you're winging it and you're just doing this yourself, it's good to see how long you're actually at that Varoma temperature for, which is when things are actually getting cooked with steam as well. And then over here I've just got a chicken breast, 1 chicken breast just cut into 3, and I'm just going to pop that up on top. So the recipe that I was talking about with the eggs and the salmon actually has you putting salmon on top, eggs in your Varoma. It doesn't have rice, but it has chicken being poached in that basket, and it also has like some flavors and stuff in the water. So you're also making like a chicken broth as well, which I'm not doing tonight. But then we're putting our lid on. Now, tips for when you're cooking in your Varoma, like I said, you have to be on Varoma temperature. You have to make sure that the steam is getting to touch all the food. If the steam isn't touching the food, it won't cook it. So when you're looking at your bowl, your tray, this one, see your little holes there, you've got to make sure that you don't have them all completely closed, because if they're all, say if you put, I don't know, say you put a whole chicken on top of those holes, the only bit of the chicken that will actually cook will be the bottom of the chicken that's actually touching the holes. What you can do is you just prop your chicken up on a couple of egg rings, or I know some people put the butterfly whisk underneath the chicken. We actually want the steam to encompass the whole chicken so that it's cooking all over, okay? And same with this, like, I wouldn't want to, the eggs are not going to clog up the holes at all, but we want to make sure that we've got, space in here so that the steam comes up and actually covers all the chicken as well. So if you've ever had a fail in your Varoma, it 100% normally is that we don't have enough of the circulation of the steam. I don't know when you lost me then. I was probably kept talking while you and I wasn't there. I don't know why I got booted off.
You were doing we don't know what Varoma. What Varoma happened, Jen?
Just one at a time, please.
We don't know what's in the Varoma.
Okay. Oh, really? Gosh. I was giving you so many good tips. All good. there we go. Rightio. So, in the Varoma, we have got, did you see me put the eggs in?
That's where we saw.
Oh, okay. So I put eggs in the Varoma, and I was just saying that when you're cooking in your Varoma, you've got to make sure that you've got steam coming up and coming through your food, okay? So then in my tray, I've actually got some chicken breasts, so just one chicken breast chopped into 3 slices, and I've popped that there, and I've already got some steam coming through there, but we then put the lid on and make sure that that steam goes nicely through and touches all the food. So that's what I was saying. Sorry, I was just saying that nothing will cook in your Varoma unless the steam is actually touching all of the food. So you want to make sure that you've got a nice flow of steam. For those that want to cook like a whole chicken in your Varoma, just make sure that your chicken is propped up on something. So a couple of egg rings or a butterfly whisk or something like that, so that you've actually got good flow of steam around your whole chicken. And then he'll definitely cook nicely in there. Now, Julie, were you explaining the current gifts with purchase whilst I was gone?
Yes, I went through Earn and Humm.
Been through them.
Yes, so I went through Earn and Humm.
Excellent.
And then we went with the gifts with purchase, and then you came back.
Excellent. I love that. Thanks.
But we haven't seen any slides, so
No,
seeing
that's
some
all right.
slides is a good thing.
I'm coming. I'll show you some slides now, but let me know if I'm repeating myself. Because, oh dear, I tell you, it's always the way when Shane deserts me, things like this go wrong. But let me quickly just talk about Cookidoo first. So our Cookidoo recipe platform, you do get 3 months subscription when you purchase your Thermomix with Cookidoo. Cookidoo is $89 a year, but we can actually get it for $25 a year for our customers. So cookidoo.com.au is where all of the recipes that you'll need ever for your TM6 are. And you have got the ability in Cookidoo to search by obviously the name of the recipe, but you can also search by ingredient, category, your way of eating. There's so much to discover in Cookidoo. We can do meal planning and also shopping lists that connect to Woolworths Online, and we've also got an app that you can actually take to the shops with you, like taking all of your recipe books to Woolworths with you and deciding what you're going to have for dinner while you're walking around, which is sometimes where I end up. Now, Cookidoo 3.0 also means that you can bring over your own recipes, so either modify already existing Cookidoo recipes, or you can create your own recipes or bring recipes over from our recipe community, which is a platform where anyone can upload their own recipe as well. Now, when you get your Thermomix, you do get free Cookidoo lessons. We run these every month. Julie runs her own Cookidoo session for her customers. I run one for our branch, for our team rather. And coming along to Cookidoo sessions is not only great so that you can learn about Cookidoo and all of that, but really great inspiration from hearing from others about what their favourite Cookidoo recipes are, and getting some inspiration of what you're going to try next, because there are 90,000 recipes in Cookidoo, only about 30,000 in English, but there's so many recipes to choose from. Sometimes it gets a bit overwhelming because there are too many recipes, so great to come along and see what everybody else is cooking as well, so that's really cool. Now, Julie said she's already gone through some of the payment options, but I'll just quickly touch on those as well. So $2,579, our Thermomix, we've got lots of different payment options. The best type of payment option, I think, is earning your Thermomix and becoming a Thermomix consultant in our team. At the moment, like Jules said, we do have Earn for 4. So when you join you just pay a deposit to get your Thermomix, and you just sell 4 Thermomixes in your 60 days, and you actually get that deposit back. So in essence, you've actually earned yourself a free Thermomix, and just by sharing it with your network. And then once you're sold your 4, obviously you start earning commission for selling Thermomixes as well. So we've got 2 interest-free options. So we've got Zip Money, which is 24 months interest-free at the moment, and also, like Julie was saying, is Humm, which we love Humm, and we're having lots of success with getting our customers over the line with Humm at the moment. And with Humm, you just pay a 5% deposit, which is $129, and then you pay it off in instalments after that. We also have got our Easy 3, which the numbers are there for you to have a look at Easy 3 as well. Happy to stay on at the end if anybody wants to have any questions about the different payment options. And I think we've got a payment option for everybody, because we've also got Afterpay and PayPal in 4 and all of these other options as well. So just chat to your consultant or me at the end, and if that's something that you need to look into a little bit more as well. Now, I did just see in the chat that, now I'm just not sure who it was, someone said that they've got 2 guests on tonight, and thank you so much for sharing the Thermomix with your friends. We have got lots of different host rewards, so you can just have as many Thermomix demonstrations as you like. We want all of our customers to end up with all of the free stuff, and it's just by sharing the Thermomix joy with 2 friends. So you plus 2 is our motto, and you can do it online like this, or you can speak to your consultant and actually have a face-to-face demonstration as well. So we love our online demonstrations. Joanne's here with 2 friends. Thank you, Joanne. I just couldn't see that, but yes, thank you so much. And I know there's a few lovely ladies who shared this with their friends today as well. So, I keep losing the screen. Sorry, girls. Rightio. So, any questions? The cutter to show what it can do. Yes, I do have the cutter, and I will show you the other little bits and pieces as well. I've got a whole little pile of stuff here to show you tonight while that's cooking. Now, I'll just show you whilst, you don't have to be in the kitchen when this is happening. So, you can see there we've got a nice amount of steam. Our eggs will be boiling. Our sushi rice will be cooking away in there. And our chicken's cooking on the top. So I had some notes even tonight. Look at, I'm pretty prepared here. And all of the offers that we were talking about actually end on the 2nd of September. I do need to say that. So earn for actually is the 5th of September. But if you just think 2nd of September for everything, then you'll be right. Okay, so the cutter. And the cutter is a host reward at the moment as well. So just sharing the Thermomix with 2 friends, you can get a discount on the cutter. I love that my cutter is full of water because it's been out in the rain. Diane Dunkley, we won't talk about that, will we? But it's nice and clean because it has been in the rain. So that's good. And it's nice and tough. It can last outdoors, so that's also good to know. Rightio, so the cutter is this, bits and pieces. How it works is it goes into your Thermomix bowl, the shaft first. So it will only go in one way, so you'll know that if you've popped it in and it's in, it is the correct way. The bowl over the top, and then this blade, you've just got one blade, so you don't have lots of bits and pieces, and we've got one blade for thick or thin cutting, and then the other side is thin or thick grating, okay? And I'm not actually grating anything tonight or cutting anything tonight, but what all you have to do to get this to go is choose which side you're going to go on, click it with the side that you want to use facing up, and popping your lid on like so. Now, you've got a little pusher thing. All you have to do is go over to your mode, so just scrolling over, On the TM6, you have got a grating and a slicing mode, and then thick and thin is in there. With the TM5, the cutter does come with an e-booklet, and it will explain to you how to use it with a TM5. So it is compatible with TM5, you just have to do it manually. So we just choose the grating, make sure that the blade's headed the right way, and then we just choose thick or thin. That locks in our cutter, and it starts going, and we drop our food in here. We have got a big hole this size, you can see there, big hole and a little hole. So if you want to say slice something long and thin, maybe like a spring onion or something, you can pop that in the small hole. Or if you've got something big like a potato, a little potato, not a big huge potato. Big huge potatoes you've got to cut in half. But say you're going to do a potato, you could drop that in the big hole, push it down with your pusher. And then my favourite bit is that when you are finished, the only bit that is dirty is your contents in this bowl. So all of your sliced or grated food ends up in the bowl, and you end up with a nice clean Thermomix bowl. It's not, you can just take your shaft out and you can keep cooking, or you don't have to wash that bowl up at all, it's completely clean. So the person who asked about the cutter, have you got a cutter yet? Let me just, who was that? Christina. No. Was it Christina? Sorry, my eyes are not the best. I can't see that. Christina, Katrina, sorry. Can't see. Can see a K.
It was Christina.
Christina, thank you. And Christina, I'm pretty sure you've got a cutter. So if you need help with your cutter, just let me know. But yeah, that's basically the cutter. The only thing that you can't do in the cutter, so lots of people, oh, you don't have a cutter yet. Okay, sorry, I've got mixed up with somebody else. Sorry, Christina. The only thing that you can't do in the cutter, so lots of people ask me, oh, you know, can you do this, can you do that? It's usually yes. Hard fruit and vegetables is definite yes. Cheese, hard cheese, obviously not soft cheese, but you're not really going to want to grate soft cheese anyway. You can't do salami. I don't know why. For some reason, the salami is not a goer. But pretty much everything else, grating zucchinis, grating cheese, grating carrot, perfect every time in there as well. Rightio. Any other questions about the cutter? Yes, and only 30,000 recipes, Julie. I say only. Rightio. So the other, like we were talking about before, the other things that come with the Thermomix at the moment, but only until the 2nd of September. My Thermomix is dinging, so I'll just hold that thought for a second and I'll have a look and see how we're going. Because I'm not in a recipe, I actually have to check these myself. If I was in the recipe and it told me to put these items in, then I would know that they're definitely cooked. So my chicken's cooked. I can feel that that's done. And with my chicken, I'll show you what I'm going to do with my chicken. My boiled eggs will definitely be hard boiled, so I'll just take them over and put them in the sink. And my sushi rice will be done as well. Rightio. Let me show you that. It seems a bit bland and white tonight, doesn't it? There's not much colour in my cooking tonight, but this is what my kids eat, unfortunately. Let me show you. I'm going to pop my sushi rice into one of my vacuum seal containers. And the vacuum seal system is actually part of our host rewards as well, so make sure you check that out as well. And there's my sushi rice done. And you can cook any kind of rice like this. I think this is the best way to cook rice. What do the other consultants think? Are you guys team cooking rice in the basket, or are you rice cooker mode? I'm definitely basket, team basket.
I like the basket, but I do cook it in the water as well.
Okay. What was the other one?
I'm definitely in the basket. No other way for me. Love it.
Team basket. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Excellent, excellent. I was going to put my sushi seasoning on that, but it's upstairs, so I won't. But there's my sushi rice, so it'll be ready to make my sushi rolls tomorrow. I'm going to put my lid on. I'm not going to worry about vacuum sealing it because it's only going to last till tomorrow anyway, but that's ready for the fridge. I've got my pizza dough ready to prove in the fridge for the night. And then what I'm going to do with my chicken is I'm just going to pour the water out. And I'm just going to pop my chicken back in here. And I'm just going to shred this up for wraps for tomorrow as well. So I'm just going to pop my MC in. Now for shredding chicken, you want to be on reverse and about speed 5. So reverse is the back side of the blades, which isn't going to, it's the blunt side of the blade. So it's not going to actually chop it, it's actually going to rip it up. So we're going to hit that reverse button, which is just your little blades touching it once, putting it into the little arrow, means that your blades are going in reverse. And I'm going to go speed 5, just for a couple of seconds. I can kind of hear that when it's done. I get kind of like a even sound. And that's ready. Going to get my other vacuum seal container. And these vacuum seal containers, they actually come with a little tray in there, so if you want to put berries or anything like that you want to get up off the bottom of the bowl, you can, but with protein you don't have to worry about that. And I'm just going to put my shredded chicken in here. And that's going to be our sandwich meat for tomorrow. There we go. There's that shredded chicken. Don't know if you can see that very well, but there you go, that's good. And you could put whatever you wanted through with that. Like if you actually wanted some flavour in your chicken, which my kids don't, but if you wanted some nice flavour in there, you could actually put some mayonnaise, a bit of celery. You could chop up a bit of celery in there first and do like a actual nice chicken sandwich filling. There's lots of recipes for that. But we just like plain chicken, lettuce and cheese at the moment. So I feel like there's a theme of white plain food that my children are enjoying at the moment. But now my eggs are over here. And again, like I said, I'll just put them straight in the fridge and they will be taken like that. There's my hard-boiled eggs for the fridge. So there's a little bit of meal prep done. Now, back to my little bits and pieces over here. Let me just wipe that so I don't get that all over everything. The blade cover peeler. So when you are slow cooking in your Thermomix or mainly slow cooking or sous videing in the Thermomix as well, which is one of the other modes, you do need a blade cover peeler, which is, like I said, free at the moment when you buy a Thermomix. And it just goes over the blades like so. And it just means that whatever's in your bowl isn't touching the sharp blades. So when we sous vide in our Thermomix, we have got a water bath on a lowish temperature and we're cooking protein in a cryovac bag. So we don't want obviously the cryovac bag to be getting punctured with the sharp blades. Same thing when you're doing a slow cook, you don't want, say, the meat to be getting touched by the blades and shredded on the bottom. So that's where our blade cover peeler comes in handy. It also, I should mention, when I say blade cover peeler, we often forget that it's also a peeler. Well, I often forget. So any of your hard vegetables, so like your beetroot, potatoes, and eggs, it will actually peel those as well. So it does do the peeling function as well. The Thermomix sensor. Has anyone got a Thermomix sensor? I don't know what it's doing. Anyway, I'll have to speak to my IT
Technical advisor.
I'll have to speak to my IT guy and tell him that he is not allowed to desert me on the second last Wednesday of the month again. Anyway, did you hear me talking about the blade cover peeler?
We did anyway.
We filled in some gaps.
Oh, excellent. Rightio, who's got a sensor? Which was my next question. Okay, so the Thermomix sensor, in a nutshell, is a digital wireless thermometer that Bluetooths to your Thermomix, so it connects your Thermomix with your oven, makes your oven a smart connected device of your house, and it keeps track of the internal temperature of what you're cooking in the oven, as well as the actual ambient temperature of your oven as well. So very handy little gadget, and free this month or till the 2nd of September when you buy a Thermomix. And that's all from me. Are there any questions? Oh dear.